Ash and the Soldier the Game Spreader, Jay-Z avoids having to pay the $67 million to the perfume company that sued him. Of course he wasn't going to pay that with all the rank that he got and the power that he got. The elite is not going to make Jay-Z pay that $67 million. Every blue moon they'll let Jay-Z get sued so people can think, regular people like regular business owners and big businesses can still think Jay-Z go through the same problems getting sued and all that duh. But you know, with all the power and money that he got, a case like this would never go through unless a company really got some strong evidence. Like, it's no way that, it don't matter what power he got, it's no way that the court can overlook this. And this situation right here wasn't the case. When it comes to suing guys like Jay-Z and Roc Nation and people like that with big power and a lot of rank and all that duh, any little loophole in the case or little gap, missing little pieces, case dismissed, or they'll win the case and you'll end up paying his lawyer fees and all that duh. And sometimes they can even turn around and sue you and get some money off that too. So you got to be real careful when you going at giants like that. You got to have all your paperwork and your money definitely got to be together when you're going against a giant like that. But that's not what I want to talk about in this video. I want to talk about how do you get some of the same type of power that Jay-Z got without the sacrifices, without signing the Roc Nation, being an artist, what I'm saying, just being a regular person. Not regular, but being a big business owner or a person who got a lot of money. You could be an artist or a sports player. How do you get some of that same type of power? And not only power, different ideas and different business investments and everything, because all this plays in one, right? So what you don't do is what everybody else do. Try to link up with Jay-Z. When you see him in the courtroom or you see him in the club or in traffic, trying to run up on Jay-Z, getting a picture with him, having a conversation with him, when you know he don't got no time. And even if he did, his security ain't gonna let him have time because they're gonna block you. Or even if you do get the blessings to talk to him, because that's what they're gonna call it, a blessing, right? He's still not gonna give you the proper information in that short time span, right? So what you supposed to do? In the video when he coming out the courtroom, if you there in the courtroom or outside the courtroom, and that lawyer who walking with him, that's who you need to run into. That's who you need to get information from. That's who you need to get his business card from, because he gonna be busy too. He gonna be walking right with him, so he ain't gonna speak to you if you try to talk to him. If he beside Jay-Z, he'll look at you and acknowledge you and all that there, but nah, he ain't gonna talk to you just like Jay ain't gonna talk to you. And the police gonna push you back. So what you gotta do is, if you can go in the courtroom and listen, do that so you can get his name. If you can find his name, his information, do that. If he come outside the courtroom for a break or something, run up on him and have your speech together. All you trying to do is get his contact information, his business card. Lawyers keep business cards on him. If that don't work, what you do is, when you're in the courtroom, look at the police that's in there, the sheriff office or whatever, any type of law enforcement or anybody else that was in the courtroom. When they come out, you ask them, what's his lawyer name? Even pay him. You see what I'm saying? I give you $200. I give you $300. I just want to get his name and get him for a case I got. I'm trying to see what he costs. And somebody in the courtroom heard his name or remember his name, especially when you're talking about some money. And then when they tell you the name, you can of course look him up on your phone so they ain't scamming you about the money. So yeah, that's how you play it. Because once you get a lawyer like that on your team, that comes power. Jay-Z lawyer comes power. If you can afford a lawyer like that. So you need to be playing with about $1 million just to spend. I'm talking about playing with $1 million just to spend on the case. 700,000, 500,000, 2 million, 3 million. If you ain't playing with that, I ain't talking about that's all your cash. I'm talking about just to play with. You can just play with that. You see what I'm saying? Then what you need to do is still get his information, but you need to ask him when you talk to him. Ask him who you respect coming up on the rise, as far as like the lawyer. If he was working with a smaller budget, who would he recommend? Who he respect coming up in the game? You see what I'm saying? And he may tell you, but you'll never know if you'll never go through the process or even try to get to know him or even talk to him. Because there's a lot of different perks that come with having a Jay-Z lawyer, a Kim K lawyer, a P. Diddy lawyer. You see what I'm saying? A Tyler Perry lawyer. Any big giant in the game, look at their lawyer. Their lawyer have power too. Their lawyer be knowing different business ideas and different business investments because they listen to them. They talk to their clients. Jay-Z will tell his lawyer what he doing about stocks and everything. So they got the information. So you can somehow, you got to know how to finesse. So you got to be real smart when you're talking to lawyers. So I pay $20,000 or $10,000 or $30,000 just to talk to them face to face for a couple hours. You see what I'm saying? That's worth it. And you can get it as a tax write-off if you know how to finagle it with the business and everything. You got an LLC and all that stuff. So when you're in this office and you're talking to them face to face, not really over the phone, I'm talking about in this office face to face, right? Of course, you're going to want to bring up the case or whatever situation you got going on. But you got to know how to finesse. I mean, a good finesse. So you can pretend like your phone alerted by the stock. Like, dang, Bitcoin. You can say, dang, the Dogecoin just dropped. that's opening up a stock conversation. So he could tell you, like, I don't really mess with Dodge. I really put my money in such and such. See what I'm saying? You just sparked the conversation about stocks. Then you can say another one. I was doing it in Bitcoin, but I can't really trust that. What you think? You could be like, I was gonna put 30,000 in Bitcoin, but it keep going up and down. I don't really trust it. What you think? Would you put your last 30,000 in it? I mean, not last, like, like last far as like investing in stocks. Would you trust Bitcoin right now? You see what I'm saying? Let's open up conversation. He gonna either say yes or no. He might tell you, he may, it's not a guarantee, but he may tell you, nah, I'm gonna invest in this. If I was you, I'd invest in this. It's looking pretty good right now. I mean, it's kind of slow right now, but I think in the future, you know, it's gonna be real big. That's what you're supposed to be. That's what the 20,000 you paying him or 30,000 you paying him for. He just gave you something that can make you rich, and you ain't even know it. If you're not smart enough or you're not thinking at the time, you weren't even asking them type of questions. That's how you get information out of certain people, because you know they be around the right people that know the right information on what to invest in. So it's not always sitting down with the artist or the CEO. Sometimes it's smarter to get with the lawyer, who they lawyer, because they lawyer will talk to you. They lawyer not famous, as far as like people just walking up to them. So they know the same type of information. Not everything, they don't know everything Jay got going on, or Diddy, or Master P, or Tyler Perry, or any big dog, right? Any big rock star, Kim K, Beyonce, Rihanna, Eminem. They don't really know everything, but they know, they should know the stocks and little stuff that can make you $1 million, a couple M's and stuff like this. All different type of companies like Tesla, and investing in cameras and rings like what Nas did. And this business that's gonna take off in about 5 years or 7 years, it's gonna be big. And this Apple product, and this, you know, technology company, you know what I'm saying? Different stuff like that. They be knowing because they be having them type of conversations. They be going to lunch with these people. They don't always just work. They always be keeping their ear to the streets too. So that's how you finesse in the game. You don't always got to go to the artist or the label. Holler at the lawyers. Become their friend. Find out when you're talking to them when his birthday is or her birthday is. When Christmas come, you get them a gift on their birthday and Christmas. Rolex watch, jewelry, whatever they like. Golf clubs, you know, whatever. It depends on what you're working with. Maybe a car, so they can always remember you, because you're not a rapper. You're not a celebrity. So yeah, that's what you do. You might take 50,000, 60,000, 80,000, buy them a S550 Benz, or you know what I'm saying, buy them a Raptor truck or a big Dodge pickup truck. You know what I'm saying, something you can afford, you know. But it's still a hell of a gift though. Something they'll never forget. A designer bag, designer luggage, maybe a $5,000 suit, $10,000 suit. You see what I'm saying? So yeah. And if you ever do meet them and you get on this team, never bring up Jay-Z or no rapper that he's working for. Never know that you know him by a celebrity. Just know that you heard that he do awesome work. You see what I'm saying? And you heard that he the best. Don't be asking him about, don't be talking about the artists and stuff like that. They're gonna see through that, and he probably gonna see that you trying to get information from him. So don't do that. Become his friend. You see what I'm saying? Really become his friend and get in the door like that, where he can invite you to his house. Y'all can eat lunch, or he can start inviting you to different parties and different situations like that. Not always you call him when you in trouble or a criminal case. No, just get him on your team and become his friend. And it might take a couple years. It's not no overnight type of situation. The conversation I'm telling you to have with him, it might take that on your third time. You might have to spend 30,000 or 50,000 with him 3 different times. You see what I'm saying? To get that information out. So you got to know the right time and the right place to ask them questions so you can get a good answer. If you try to do all this, but I'm just saying, on the first time, it might not go all the way through. Something he ain't gonna say or do for you. So you got to be patient, because it's a big dog, it's a giant. They real smart. They know who trying to just get information and soak the game and dip, or trying to use them. They not dumb. That's why they at the level. That's why they working for people like P. Diddy and Tyler Perry and Rihanna and Beyonce. You see what I'm saying? So you got to be real smart and patient. And being smart and patient comes with a lot of power. Understand? And that's my take on this conversation right here, man. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Follow me on Instagram at thegangspitter.com, man. Go.